Once upon a time, in a bustling town, painted with every shade of happiness, there was a boy named Alistair, who had a most unusual talent. He could play the trumpet. Well, when we say play, it was more of an enthusiastic blare than a beautiful melody. Alistair loved his trumpet deeply, and he blew into it with all his might, dreaming of dazzling crowds and grand concert halls. However, Alistair's trumpet playing had a rather startling effect. Whenever he took a deep breath and played his tunes, cats would scurry under the porch, dogs would howl in confusion, and neighbours would jump, bumping their heads or spilling their afternoon tea. Alistair didn't mean to cause such a ruckus. He simply wanted to share the joy that music brought him. One day, after a particularly loud practice that sent a flock of pigeons flapping wildly into the sky, Alistair's dad had an idea. "Alistair, my boy," he said, his hand gently ruffling his son's hair, "why don't you join a band? That way, you can play with others and learn to make music together." Alistair's eyes sparkled at the thought. He loved his solo trumpet blasts, but he had never considered joining with others. So the very next day, Alistair signed up for the town's junior band. It was a bumpy start. Alistair had to learn to play in time with the others, to tune his trumpet blasts into harmonious notes, and to turn his enthusiasm into beautiful music. But as days turned into weeks, something wonderful happened. Alistair started to improve. His notes complemented the drums, the piano, and the flutes, and he became an essential part of the band. At their big concert, under the glow of stage lights, Alistair played his heart out. His trumpet sang bright and clear, and this time, when people jumped, it was to their feet in applause. And when they spilt their tea, it was because they were clapping too vigorously. And so, dear listener, Alistair learned that with a bit of guidance and teamwork, his passion could bring joy not just to himself, but to everyone around him. Good night, little dreamer. As you cuddle up in your cozy bed, imagine the music of the world joining together in perfect harmony, just like Alistair and his band.